Jamuna Jai is offering full dandavat to her grandfather.
The following is a class on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, text number 22, given by His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta, Swami Prabhupada, recorded on April 14th, 1973 in Los Angeles.
Lord's feet, there are flags, lotus flower, chariot. These are the symbolic representation. God is person, but His personality is distinct from our personality. So these specific marks are there on His lotus feet. And Pankajanabhaya, another meaning, Pankajanabhaya means originally a lotus stem came out from the navel of Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and Brahma was born in that lotus flower, the origin of creation. So, Krishna's all parts of the body has a reference to the Pankaja. Pankaja means lotus flower. Panka means mud. And Ja means generate. Pankaja, the lotus flower, is so important, still it is generated from mud. So, Krishna likes Pankaja very much, lotus flower. See, if we see lotus flower, we can immediately remember Krishna. Just like if you love your child, if you see any garment, a small shoes, or any playthings, immediately you remember your child. This is my child's shoes, this is my child's playing things, this is my garment. See, it is the question of love. If you actually love God, Krishna, then you can remember Him at any time, always. Always. There is no difficulty. Here, Kunti Devi describes Pankaja with reference to lotus flower. And Krishna describes himself in the Bhagavad Gita, Rasoham apsu kaunteya. I am the taste of the liquid. So Krishna can be remembered by tasting water. Even those who are drinking, if he thinks that this taste of drinking is Krishna, he will one day come out a great saintly person. Such a nice thing, Krishna consciousness. If you cultivate Krishna consciousness, if you follow the description given by the Shastras, so I can request even the drunkards that you can become Krishna conscious. The drunkard, what to speak of others.
Hare Krishna, can you hear us okay? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Prabhu. Yes.
Okay, so where did Srila Prabhupada start today? Who can remember?
I thought it was interesting. You started with the lotus feet, and that's what our speaker yesterday was talking about, following the lotus feet. And he was talking about, Prabhupada spoke about the marks on the lotus feet of Krishna, the umbrella, the flag, the lotus.
And these are distinguishing Krishna from others. We are different from Krishna.
He also mentioned how Brahma got created.
He was born from the lotus of the Garbhodakshayi,
Yes.
Vishnu's belly
Yes.
button.
He breaks down the word pankaja.
From the mud.
Taste of water.
Mud, yeah. The mud is important. Is the source. Should I turn this off? Should I turn this off? Yes. Hare Krishna. We switched equipment. Can you hear us?
Sounds better. We can hear you.
Yeah. So Brahma, this impetus, creation, impetus. And he said something about remembering Krishna by remembering the lotus. What's the analogy he gave? Seeing the child's shoes. Remember?
Yeah, and the child's toys and anything that is your child's will remind you of your child. The garments, just naturally. He said, that is my child.
Because of love.
Because of love, yeah.
And then Rasuham Apsukantena.
He said you can remember God that way. You could see him in everything, like he said, like someone earlier said, like when he says, I'm the taste of water, that you can remember him even in water. And that if you do that, that you will, what did he say, become a saintly person?
Yes.
Yeah.
How wonderful is Krishna that he gives us access to remembering him. And if we remember him, we become purified and uplifted and saintly. So this is the point. Remembering Krishna and loving Krishna. Okay, let's go on. Mike, you can roll it again. Let's hear Srila Prabhupada.
Because Krishna says, Rasoham apsukanti. I am the taste of the liquid. Generally liquid water is taken. So, liquor is also liquid. Liquor is bad because it creates intoxication. Otherwise, it is made from sugar, molasses. Molasses with sulfuric acid fermented, so far I know, we are in the chemical line. Molasses fermented with sulfuric acid and then distilled. That is called spirit or liquor. The thing is, nothing is bad. But because if a thing creates bad effect, then it is bad. Then it is bad. So I shall request even the drunkards. In your country there are many drunkards. There is no scarcity. So, if you will kindly remember when drinking wine, that this nice taste of wine is Krishna. Just begin with it. He'll come out one day, a saintly person, Krishna conscious. It's so nice, practical. So, Krishna is available in any circumstances. If we want to catch him, that's all. Tisam satatayuktanang bhajatang priti purvakam. If one is actually very serious to search out Krishna, Krishna is everywhere. Annantarasthang paramanu chayantarasthang govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. He is within this universe. Not only he is within your heart, he is within the atom even. So it is not difficult to find him out, but you must know the process, how to find him. And this process is very simple. And the process we are distributing by the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to everyone without any charge. The process is chant Hare Krishna. As soon as you chant Hare Krishna, immediately you understand Krishna. As soon as you see the lotus flower, if you hear this verse, this Sanskrit verse is meant for understanding ourselves. It is not for simply selling our books. Every one of you, we are repeating this verse again and again so that you are expected to chant these mantras. Not that the book is kept. I am very learned scholar. What kind of learned scholar? If I find the book, then I can speak. That is not scholarship. You must chant. Therefore, we are teaching in our Dallas children simply to learn Sanskrit. We have nothing to do anything else. They are not going to be technologists or servant of everyone. No. We want some generation who can preach Krishna consciousness. So if they learn simply English and Sanskrit, they will be able to read this book, and that is sufficient. We don't want anything. All informations are there. Throughout the whole world, whatever knowledge is there. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, everything is there. There is literature, there is poetry, there is philosophy, there is religion, there is love of Godhead, there is astronomy. Everything is there. Srimad Bhagavatam, Amalam Purana, Vidya Bhagavatavadhi. If one simply reads this Srimad Bhagavatam, his education is the topmost. Vidya Bhagavatavadhi. There is something topmost, ultimate. So for education, Vidya, this is Srimad Bhagavatam. If one studies Srimad Bhagavatam, he is well versed in every subject matter. So, we want to create a new generation in your country so that in future there will be fluent speaker in Srimad Bhagavatam and preach all over the country, and your country will be saved. This is our program. We have come here not to exploit your country, but to give you something substantial. This is Krishna consciousness movement. So, read Srimad Bhagavatam, pronounce the verses very nicely, therefore we are repeating. You hear the records and try to repeat. Simply by chanting the mantra, you will purify. Simply by chanting, even if you do not understand a single word of it. Simply if you chant, this vibration has got such power. Sinnatang sakata Krishna punnasavana kirtana. If you simply chant and vibrate these verses, these slokas, it is punnasavana kirtana. There is no question of understanding. Punnasavana kirtana. Punna means pious, and savana means hearing, and kirtana means chant. One is chanting this verse, and one is hearing this verse, he is becoming pious automatically.
Mike, you can stop now.
Pious.
Stop. Okay, we have another segment. What did Srila Prabhupada start with? Does anyone remember?
Well, he started with talking about how even if the alcoholic is able to remember Krishna by thinking, when I have some wine, and everyone laughed that this is Krishna because it is liquid, and Krishna says, I am the tasted water. So Prabhupada was making it amusing and also making an easy way for even the alcoholic to remember Krishna.
Yeah, he says you have many drunkards in your country. There's no scarcity. So liquor is bad. Or then he says nothing is bad, but if it has a bad effect, then it is bad. So liquor has the effect of what?
Intoxication.
Yeah. Prabhupada gives a little chemical analogy. He said he was a chemist, pharmacist. He said you use sulfuric acid and molasses, and it's fermented, and then it becomes spirit, becomes alcoholic. But he said even this can be, if it helps you remember Krishna, then you will come out as a saintly person. It works. What else does Srila Prabhupada say?
And then he talks about how the perfect education is to read the Srimad Bhagavatam. And even if you don't understand the Sanskrit, just to keep chanting and you'll become pious and it will be purifying to you. So he really urged, and he talked about we're creating a school in Dallas at that point to educate these children to chant the Sanskrit and to know the Bhagavatam. Within the Bhagavatam, once you know the Bhagavatam, there is really nothing else that you need to learn.
There is poetry, there is literature, there is wisdom. And he says, learn these verses. Shrinvatam Svakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Vidyantasto Vabhadrani Vidunoti Saritsatam. You know that verse? You know the translation? The personality of Godhead, the Paramatma, the super soul in the heart of every living entity, cleanses desire for material enjoyment for one who relishes these messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. So just like if you sit in the sunshine, you may not be a physicist, you may not know, photosynthesis, but you sit in the sunshine, you get a suntan. So if you expose yourself, if you allow yourself, if you come to the Bhagavatam class and you hear this, there will be a purifying effect, right? What does he say after that? Krishna is available. Adantarasta Paramano Chayantarastam, he quotes that verse. Adantarasta Paramano Chayantarastam. Krishna is within the universe, he's within the heart, and he's even within
The atom.
the atom. Adantarasta Paramano Chayantarastam. Loka Evini Mistatla Bhutal. Even though he's in the spiritual world, he's also here within our situation, even within every atom. We can find him out. We can become aware by hearing. This is our moment, hearing and chanting. So in these Prabhupada classes, we're trying to remember, what did Srila Prabhupada say? What does Shastra say? And we repeat what we heard. And that's very, very powerful and essential that we practice repeating what we heard very carefully. Anything else?
Yeah, he described sort of the agenda and the mission of the movement in this country when he was talking about the school in Dallas and the children only learning English and Sanskrit. That the mission was to create a generation of preachers in this country that could speak the Srimad Bhagavatam and spread Krishna consciousness, and that the mission was not coming to this country and exploiting it, which I thought was a little potentially tongue-in-cheek about colonialism, but that the mission was to give us something to save us.
Something substantial.
Substantial, thank you.
That idea that this information in Srimad Bhagavatam is complete education. We're not to become what does he say? Technologists, something like that, It's not that we're just learning how to manipulate the material energy. This is not education. It is not complete education. And he's hoping to distribute this message of Srimad Bhagavatam so an entire generation will emerge and will preach this message everywhere and affect the entire culture. These words are meant to create a revolution in the impious lives of this world's misdirected civilization. Create a revolution in the impious lives of this world's misdirected civilization. The civilization is there, the street cleaners are there, the skyscrapers are there, the electric system is there, the internet, all this stuff, but it's useless without the wisdom that these things are meant to be used in the service of the Lord. Well, Srila Prabhupada is a revolutionary, and this revolution is going on. It is not going on by guns, by political votes, by manipulation of armed forces. It's going on by the sound vibration and the information and the content of the Srimad Bhagavatam. How wonderful is Krishna? And if at the end of the class you say, how wonderful is Krishna? Then we've actually understood. Could you say how wonderful is Krishna? Can you say how wonderful is Krishna? Anyone who can hear?
How wonderful is Krishna?
That's it.
Haribo.
It's not a question, there's an exclamation point on the end of that. How wonderful is Krishna? How wonderful is Srila Prabhupada? How wonderful is Srimad Bhagavatam? This is sufficient, Srila Prabhupada would say. And without it, everything else is useless. So many jiro, but you put the one in front and then everything becomes very valuable. Okay, what does Srila Prabhupada say next? Anyone, unless anybody's anything else anybody remembers? Okay, let's go, Mike.
To become pious, one has to endeavor so much, do this, do that. But if you simply hear these verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, therefore, as a rigid principle in every temple, there should be class for hearing and chanting. Without hearing and chanting, to become leader, it is impossible. You can become leader in the material world, but not in the spiritual. Savan kirtan kare mali haiya sei bij kare aropan savan kirtan jale karaye secha. Bhaktilata bij, it is a seed of developing your original consciousness. Just like in the seed there is potency, in a small seed, a mustard like. But if you sow it, in due course of times, it comes out a big banyan tree. There's so much potency in that seed. Where is that scientist? Just prepare a seed in which there is a big gigantic banyan tree. Where is your science? And that is not possible. The Krishna says, Bijoham sarvabhutanam. I am that seed. So anyone can appreciate. Suppose the banyan seed, you have seen the fig fruit, and there are hundreds and thousands of seeds. And in each seed there is a banyan tree. Each seed. If you simply study a fig of banyan tree, you can study the whole cosmic manifestation. If you simply think about this is a small seed, insignificant, and there are millions of seeds like that, millions of fruits there, and each seed containing the potential of fructifying into big banyan tree. So who has made it? How much his brain is sharp that he has made it. It is done by brain. It does not come out automatically. This is rascaldom. Automatically, where is coming rascaldom? No. There is brain. Janmadasya jataha. The Vedanta Sutra says that everything is coming from him, coming from his brain. Big brain. Krishna has got big brain. We haven't got such brain. Still, we rascals, we claim that I am as good as Krishna. I am God. What nonsense you have got. You cannot create anything. So this Krishna consciousness movement is so nice. Here, Kunti Devi, a great devotee, is giving us opportunity to become Krishna conscious. Simply concentrating your mind on lotus flower. That's all. A lotus flower. As soon as you see a lotus flower, you will immediately think of Namo Pankaja Nabhaya. Krishna's navel is just like lotus flower. From the navel of Krishna there was a stem of lotus flower, and from that lotus flower Brahma came out, and Brahma created this universe. This universe means so many planets, so many seas, mountains and cities, motor cars, everything. Within that lotus flower. The beginning is Namo Pankaja Nabhaya. And Namo Pankaja Malini. So such wonderful lotus flower which contains the seedling of the whole universe. That is not only one. Pankaja Maline, just like here is a garland, there are so many flowers. So, Krishna is not so poor that simply producing one lotus flower is finished. No, there is a garland of lotus flower, big garland, or as many lotus flowers as you want. This is God. Jasyaika nishasita kalamathavalamba jivanti loma vilaja jagadannanath. Unlimited, everything is unlimited. Krishna's creation, we are very much concerned with one planet, this, but Krishna's creation is unlimited number of planets. As you see unlimited number of hairs on your head, you cannot count. Can you count how many hairs are there? This is Krishna's creation. You cannot count. So what to speak of this hair? Anything you take. You take one tree, unlimited number of foliages. You cannot count. Similarly, unlimited number of planets, unlimited number of universes. Everything unlimited, therefore is unlimited.
Okay, stop there, please. Wow. Who can remember where Srila Prabhupada started? You guys are doing a great job remembering this.
The seed, the banyan.
Even before the seed, I think he was talking about the importance of hearing and chanting, and that was why the program in all of the temples to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam was so important. And I remember it only because it struck me, Adi Purush Prabhu, that I felt like we were so lucky that you were in our midst as a modern day revolutionary here, and but that we're in this direct lineage in the very activity that we're doing right now. Here talking about the verses of Bhagavatam, having a class. That was why he said that's where he started.
So presenting the Srimad Bhagavatam, making this, what Prabhupada has to say, available, is a sacrifice. It's pleasing to Krishna. And Prabhupada gave his life to present the Srimad Bhagavatam. Day after day, he would rise at 1 o'clock in the morning and quietly translate one verse at a time and compose a purport to help us to understand. So as a sacrifice for Vishnu, we attend this class. It's an offering to the Lord. It's pleasing to the spiritual master who's trying to give this gift to us. And it's beneficial. Go on, what else did Srila Prabhupada say about seeds?
After a while, it's a sacrifice to miss classes.
Where does Prabhupada say that?
I said it's a when we think of sacrifice, we think of we're sacrificing something. We're sacrificing our time, but we're really not. When we miss, as I have over the past 3 weeks when I was traveling, it hurt. It was a sacrifice, meaning in the term that we see it materially speaking. What have I given up? Oh my God, I forgot that I was 2 hours time difference. So I kept missing class, and it hurt. It hurt. It doesn't hurt to come to Bhagavatam class. After a while, that's a good feeling to know that you really want to come. That it has nothing to do with you're not sacrificing anything. You're getting everything else out of the way so that you can.
We understand and agree with what you're saying, but just to balance it out, we have to be careful. Just like it says, a wolf in sheep's clothing is very dangerous. So sometimes we may disguise Maya as devotional service. I'm too busy doing service to chant my rounds. I'm too busy doing service to listen to class. Prabhupada made a very balanced program, and a disciple, if we want to be a disciple, accepts the discipline of the spiritual master, accepts the program and the schedule of the spiritual master, and we try our best. But if you do your best, Krishna's pleased. But you're right, it's very painful when we're not able to come to class. You're right about that. There's just another side to it, that subject matter. You be very careful.
He was talking, it was a very beautiful transition in that he was talking, about the importance of hearing and chanting in the morning class. And then he was talking about, as I recall, the seed of the Bhakti Lata Bij, right? The seed of Bhakti. And that's how it gets cultivated. And he sort of, as I recall, kind of very seamlessly transferred to talking about the potency in seeds, and that you look at a mustard seed, and with the right conditions, it can grow into a plant. And then, as Bhima said, then he went on to talking about the banyan tree, which is really obviously one of the largest trees there is, and to think that that's in a seed. And his point, I think, was both. It was beautiful metaphor, like both the thinking of a seed and soil and sort of how it gets cultivated by hearing and chanting and association. And then also the seed, the potency of a seed is so humbling to modern science. If modern science would concede that they can't make a seed that makes something like a banyan tree. And so to claim that somehow that we are God, or like modern science says, we're gods, he just said is just ridiculous. And the seed is kind of a great proof of that.
They're hearing and repeating so nicely. It's wonderful. And just to carry that analogy a little further, you take one seed, and not only can it grow into a great tree, but the tree can produce many fruits with seeds. And from one seed, you could have a gigantic forest carrying on for many generations. So the seed of hearing is very powerful. It goes in the heart, and it grows. And it's also, the analogy is given that by hearing, we're watering that seed. If you have a seed but you don't water it, then it shrivels up and dies. So this nasta prayesha badishu, by regular attendance in classes in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and by rendering service to the pure devotee, everything that is troublesome to the heart is practically destroyed. These psychoanalysts, they say, well, if we just look at all the crazy things we did in the past and how we were neglected or abused, then we will become purified by psychoanalysis. But that's not exactly what Scripture recommends. Just hear, and everything that is troublesome to the heart is practically destroyed. At least that's what Scripture says. We're meant to repeat Scripture whenever we make a statement in the association of devotees. So we want to follow in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada. And when they tried to praise Prabhupada, you opened so many temples, you made so many books, you distributed so many disciples. And Prabhupada said, if you want to see what I've done, if you want to say that I've done something, you should say that I've repeated what I heard from my spiritual master. And this has potency. It's like a healing medicine and pleasing to Krishna. And it's what we're really trying to do. Let us repeat what we heard from Srila Prabhupada. In the morning when somebody asks me what I like to say, I always look at Srila Prabhupada and I say, Prabhupada, what do you want me to say? And sometimes people say, well, then you think that you're saying what Prabhupada. Well, I'm actually at least praying to Prabhupada. I may successfully say, well, maybe I don't say it though. So if I don't say what Prabhupada has given us, then please correct me. I might make a mistake. I might make an imperfect attempt to repeat, but we're trying to repeat. That's the point. And everything will come from that. At least that's what Bhagavatam tells us. That's what Prabhupada tells us. Hear and repeat. And Krishna will help us understand. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Does anybody else have something else from this section?
Prabhu,
Krishna
shouldn't it
didn't
be?
just Krishna didn't
Should,
just create one lotus. He created unlimited lotuses, just like on the garland, and just like we can't count our hair on our head or the trees on the earth.
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
Prabhu, shouldn't it be instead of just hear and repeat? And I understand that this is a maxim and it should be followed, but shouldn't it be hear and try to realize it and then repeat? Because how can you give unto others something that you yourself?
Very good.
And Srila Prabhupada instructed his disciples to write books. One of the qualities of a Vaishnava is being poetic. So there's nothing wrong in taking the message further and internalizing it and adapt it poetically.
Ram wants to preach too. He can't wait.
Ram is the best poet in this class. Listen to that.
He speaks fluent Sanskrit. He's not wearing any clothes.
And he's rhyming it. It all sounds the same. It sounds like a gigantic rhyme.
Yeah. I wish you could see him now. But, yeah, I'll put some clothes on and turn the camera.
He's avadut.
Yeah.
But beyond the rules and regulations.
He'll be lucky if he's an avadut. I tell you, he shouldn't care about a thing. That's for you to do, Ananda Bihari. You do all the caring and worrying and Debbie Downering.
Yeah. As a service, as an offering to Krishna, I can do that.
Anyway, anything else Srila Prabhupada said that we could repeat here?
Yeah, just that not just one universe, but all the universes, all the planets came from that lotus.
Madhuri was saying that thing about how, can you do that? Can you create a seed that will grow into a tree? Can you create a body that will produce other bodies? No. And yet you think you are equal to God. We are.
And let's tie it back to the subject matter that Mathura Nath brings up a lot, which is internal growth. If we can see that a seed can turn into an oak or a banyan, then that seed of Krishna consciousness might be growing the real us, you know. And then when the real us, like a pupa in a chrysanthemum, you know, in his cocoon, becoming a butterfly, that Krishna does this work by, like the miracle of the butterfly, a metamorphosis of consciousness, a metamorphosis of self, understanding the self, a metamorphosis that's so bright that the shadow work that we think we have to do on our own by wrapping our mind around it and paying attention to it, that shadow work is done by the nature, the supernatural mysticism of Krishna's love for us, that when we turn to him, he burns away that cocoon and all that stuff that might have fallen on us from our childhood or from previous lives.
Yeah.
That it is he that does the work. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Uncle Bim, you speak so emphatically, it's very refreshing. Thank you so much for your good heart.
That's because I'm suffering like a dog, Prabhu. As long as you're suffering, you know you're in the right place.
Where does Prabhupada say that?
Tapa, tapa. I'll call it something else. Tapa.
Good, there you go. Voluntarily, out of love for Krishna, the Divyam Putrapagin is such, in the human form of life, it's appropriate to voluntarily accept austerity in the service of the Lord to purify our existence. Yeah, Krishna does say that. Very good. So we have about 30 seconds here. Curtains are about to open. There's lots of wiggling behind the curtain right now, which means they're frantically trying to open on time.
Thank you, Mike Prabhu. We appreciate you. It's so seamless. You're so good at it, Mike. Thank you.
Learning on the job. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Mike is learning to swim in the water. That's how it's done. Pick up the beads, chant the mantra, and the result will come. Chai. Darshan time. Let's all turn our cameras, if possible.
We're offering ourselves to Krishna.
Yes. Offer your true self to Krishna. Your
So
authentic.
get your big potato head out of the way and let us see the curtain, will you?
Okay. Let me spotlight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Jai Shri Radha Muralidhar, Shri Gaurachandra, Shri Vasudev Prabhu. Thank you very much. Bhakti Center Temple Room. Yeah. It's just Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Afterglow. Anupam Prabhu. Anupam Prabhu has his hand up. See? Jeffrey.
Oh, Hare Krishna Ram. Wow.
He'll answer your question, Anupam Prabhu. Ram, listen attentively.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it's a technical one, so I was hoping he would be the one to answer it. But I'm curious. It's kind of just a technical thing, but so from what I understand, belly buttons they come from the umbilical cord. It's like a scar left behind by the umbilical cord. So why does Vishnu have a belly button? Was he attached to someone by umbilical cord at some point? I don't think so. I never heard that.
That's a
But he's always
perfect question for Ram. That's a perfect question. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
There's your answer. It's none of your business.
He's chastising me.
Ram, why do you have a belly button? And why is it showing during class? Yeah. I don't know. Let's see.
Because a belly button shows that we've come from somewhere else.
But why does Vishnu have that?
Vishnu, what to speak? Krishna. Krishna has a little
Well,
belly button like he
Krishna, I
came
could
from
understand.
Yashoda. He comes
Right,
from the
because he
love of
came from
Yashoda.
Yashoda. Right. Krishna came from Yashoda, but Vishnu didn't. Vishnu's
He just
Says
said
you.
the
Says
lotus
you.
came. They said that the lotus came
Says
from the
me.
navel, right? And I think Srila Prabhupada maybe colloquially was translating that as belly button, but I understood it to just be like the lotus was growing from the navel region, not that he necessarily had a cut umbilical cord, Vishnu.
Yeah, that's a good way to answer this. This is where the lotus is growing from.
It's kind of symbolic, right?
Where
You just symbolically say the birth of the birth, how the birth happened. It's kind of symbolic, right?
Yeah, there it is. I comes from somewhere else. Vishnu has come from Krishna. Remember, Vishnu is an expansion. So he has to be born or brought into from the spiritual world into manifesting Brahma so that he can manifest the material world, or at least become in charge of it. Right? Anybody here who has some Shastra?
Oh yeah, there's 3 different Vishnus, right? So yeah.
I have a quote here, Srimad Bhagavatam 3:8-10. From the lotus feet from the lotus which sprouted from his navel, Brahma, the master of all energies in the universe, appeared. So Venu Madhuri got it right. And the navel symbolizes the source of everything, the source of creation. Vishnu and Krishna is confirmation from Ram. And
Now
Oh,
he's
yeah, I
saying
guess that
move
makes
on to the
sense.
next subject matter.
yeah, it's getting
Yeah,
Could it be
too
that
technical.
the answer is as simple as the one that was already given? That Vishnu has a navel because Brahma is born of the lotus that grows from the navel, and that's the reason why he has a navel, and that's it?
So yeah, maybe it's an Audi. Maybe it's an Audi navel because
Hare Krishna.
I wonder if he
because of
gets
mom's
lint,
navel.
like cosmic lint stuck in his navel.
No,
That's what I want to be.
if you have lint, that doesn't mean that your source has lint. Adipusha Prabhu, why does Vishnu have a navel, a belly button? Adipusha Prabhu didn't hear what we said, so let's see what he has to say. He's got no source, no connection, no mother, no father.
I already said he has a source. He's got Krishna. He's born of Krishna, right? Am I wrong?
He
How
is,
can I
but
be
he's not
wrong?
born
I'm
from
never
Krishna's
wrong.
womb. He didn't grow up in Krishna's womb. He
Yeah,
wasn't
but
attached to
Krishna.
Krishna by an umbilical cord.
Geez, what did you forget about Radharani? Did you forget about everybody else?
What?
Did you forget?
It's just like heresy.
Oh, I mean, listen, whatever's happening down as above, so below. As above, so below. So whatever happens down here, there's an ideal form in perfection, like Radharani cooking a different meal every day, forever, never wearing the same sari, forever. Okay, so we have this idea. The thing is that is there different meals, or is heaven is just all they eat is gold all day long or something? No, it's a variety, just like down here. So similarly, birth, there it must be reflective of something, and that means in the perfected state, Krishna and the Dwarka, Rukmini, all the children that Krishna had. Krishna also, remember, Vishnu is an expansion of Krishna. So I don't know if they're born, but in order to emulate an expansion, one would say our children are physically at least, an expansion of us, physically, DNA-wise. So similarly, Vishnu is who he is because he comes from Krishna, right? Portions of Krishna are in him. Vishnu has what? 60 or 59 of 64 qualities or something like that, right? So he has those qualities because he's getting those qualities from Krishna, which is sort of like the reflection down here. We get some qualities from our parents. Do you understand? Does that make sense?
I'm gonna offer Krishna a navel orange today.
Thank you.
As he is.
Adipusha, please unmute yourself. What does Srila Prabhupada inspire you to say something?
Well, one time they asked Prabhupada, why is the sky blue? What did Prabhupada say? Because Krishna likes it. Why does Krishna do this? Why does he have that? Because he likes it. Everything is his pleasure and his choice and his control. So we accept it.
Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati said that Krishna is the transcendental autocrat. Autocrat means does whatever he wants. Does whatever he wants, and it's all good. Of course, coming from Krishna, even when it's like, when Krishna showed how he was devouring everybody on the battlefield, right? When he showed like all those forms, the universal form, consuming. Everybody's already gone, Arjun, just do this. I've already taken care of everything. I mean, that's serious business there, chewing up everybody. Even people on Krishna's side, he was chewing up. He says, of all these people, they're all going to get chewed up by me, the universal form, in the form of time. Time I am. So he's a transcendental autocrat. So on one end, it's like he gives Vishnu a navel because he wants to, because it pleases him, or makes the sky blue because it pleases him. But of course, he does it through the mechanics of material nature. And that is the water, the light reflecting through droplets in the air, the humidity in the air creates a bluish tinge because that's the spectrum that's being caught in moisture. But he decided to paint it blue rather than, red, because Krishna decided that that's what we should have. Is that okay?
Well, since Krishna's chewing up, your new name is Chewing Up. Chewing up, Babu. Servant of the chewing up guy.
Not.
I'm going to tear your head off.
I think I understood why Bhima has a beard. Because Krishna likes it. I think I got my answer. Thank you. Okay, Jeffrey, please unmute yourself and recite the Maha Mantra since you're co-hosting today.
I'm just trying to look at the camera.
Haribol, thank you for this class, and thank you for all of your contributions. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Very good. Okay,